Welcome to Almost Agreeable.
Almost Agreeable.
With your hosts, Chris Nellison and Ed Harris. Hang around and listen to opinions on sports, movies, music, and whatever else pops in our head.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Almost Agreeable podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Nelson, and with me as always is Ed Harris. Today is a special episode because we have our first guest with us today, and that would be our Chief of Marketing. And, well, she's not only that, she's also our IT department. And when I say IT department, what do I mean, Ed?
She is the, not like a co-IT department, she's the person.
Yeah, she is the IT department, and that would be Bacon. We got Bacon here in studio with us.
Hello.
Bacon here right with us. She's also like co-producer. Without her, we would just be two guys talking.
Essentially, that's what we were before this even happened. We were just Ed and Chris, and we were like, hey, sports and entertainment and stuff.
That was it. You know, everybody has. How many guys have had the idea just like, we can make a podcast. We could do it.
Yeah.
And then they don't have a Bacon.
They don't have a Bacon. And Bacon comes in and, I mean, anytime you see anything out there about the podcast, chances are Bacon was behind it.
Makes it real easy. Just greases it right up.
Yeah, I just got to show up here once a week and talk about things that I love. And that's about it.
Yeah.
And today we bring Bacon on because a couple weeks ago, Ed listed his top 5 movie series, and today I'm going to list my top 5 TV series, and we'll be doing that for the remainder of the episode. Bacon is here in a capacity where she'll probably be able to comment on a few of these, and I know she's watched a few, and so that'll be fun to have a third person input on whatever we're going to be arguing about.
It'll be good. I'll probably, I know you're not going to have a couple on there. That's going to infuriate me. But it's okay.
Well, I think I'm going to have one left off there that Bacon's not going to be happy about either.
Perfect.
Well, she already looked at the list, I think. You haven't seen it.
I'm in the dark.
You are in the dark.
I'm in the dark.
So, I have to start off, I guess, by saying, since this is my top 5, honorable mentions. Or should I do honorable mentions when I'm done?
Yeah, hit them when you're done.
Hit them when I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then that kind of reveals a couple things. It's like, oh, it's not on the list. I'm not listening. I'd be that petty.
Fair enough. I like that. Good. Now you have to wait till the end. So right off the bat, and these are not fluid. Like your movies, like 5 through 2 was fluid. You could have moved them anywhere.
Oh.
These are not fluid.
This is a set.
This is
5
set,
to 1.
5 to 1. And we're going to start at 5, obviously. Okay. Number 5. Law and Order SVU.
Jesus.
What is Jesus?
Best series?
Bro, not like...
What?
Not in the capacity... I know, this is a hot take. This is a hot take and it makes the top.
That hit me tough. I was so unprepared for that. Holy hell. Okay.
I'm not talking about it in like, as far as series goes, like dramatic structure and character development and like, you know, all this. I'm talking about like, bruh, Law and Order. Like SVU. Not Criminal Intent, not regular Law and Order. SVU.
Well, nobody cares about Criminal Intent or the regular one. Like, if you're watching Law and Order, it's SVU.
It's SVU.
It's the humans are weird and depraved, and you're just like, this is like weird. Get him.
Yeah, get this motherfucker.
Get this creep, but I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm repulsed. But what? Oh, commercial. What the hell? And that's another thing, right? It was on a network, so it wasn't like it was like I said, didn't have dramatic structure or character growth. It's just like your everyday cop show. But it's still running 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Okay. And some of the characters are some of the most memorable characters ever. And I'm talking about the one, the only Elliot Stabler.
Stabler.
Elliot Stabler's my boy.
What a guy. What a man.
I was going to say,
really?
He's definitely a man. Definitely a crazy person.
What a boy.
Dude was a bully.
He's not. He was not a good person. Like, yeah, you're saying it's not like your standard, like with like character development. It absolutely had character development.
Not in the sense of like some of the other shows that are going to be on this list.
And that makes sense. It's more of a series in where every episode, not every single one, but most episodes are self-contained.
Yeah, they're standalone.
So it's just, you can just pick up at any time.
Yeah.
So
well, that's why it's on this list, because you literally could just be like, I know for a fact that USA just plays marathons of this shit randomly, like on a Tuesday, and if you happen to catch it, you could just put it on and just watch it, and you just wrapped up into it and watch this shit.
And you just go.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
We would watch it downstairs, and I would walk by, and Christopher and Tara would be watching it, and I would just get sucked in. And it's just one of those shows where I can just walk in and be like, okay, I'm going to watch this for the next 2 hours with you guys.
See, that's what I'm saying. It just lures you in. I can tell you right now that most of the people that are going to be listening to this are going to be like, I don't know if that's top 5, but goddamn, is Law & Order SVU a good show?
It's like its own category. It's just like, oh yeah, everybody loves SVU. That's just it.
Right. Well, and then it's like, we're going back to Stabler, it's just like, as mean and not a great person as he was, everyone relates to Stabler. Because, like, as an audience member, you're watching these depraved people, like, commit these atrocious crimes. I'm sorry, heinous.
Dun.
Watch these heinous crimes, and you're like, damn, we should kill him. And Stabler's about to kill a lot of them.
And he's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
I'll fucking do it again.
I'll fucking do it again. That's our dude. And you got Benson over here smoking. Bacon doesn't like that.
Old Olivia.
Benson. I mean, I had a crush on my adolescence. Like, I still have a crush on Olivia Benson. Like, even with her short hair, no matter what her hair looks like, I'm still about Olivia Benson. I know a lot of people want to ship her and Elliot, but that's just not a thing. Like, they're professionalism, and they're not doing that. Perfect. I love it. It was fine. They didn't need to. You didn't need to explore that or contaminate the plot.
Yeah, we don't need more sexual tension.
There already was.
In a depraved sexual show.
Yeah. Sexually based offenses that are considered especially heinous.
These are the stories. Perfect.
Very good. Well, so I guess, yeah, that's number 5 for me. I mean, we can stay and talk about Law & Order all day. There was this one episode arc with Ludacris was the guest star. I don't know if you remember this.
Dude! He was so grimy.
Dude.
He was so grimy.
It was vicious. And, like, that spanned over a few episodes where, like, the whole department was, like, getting investigated by IA.
Yeah.
Because of some shit that he pulled. And it was, like, I remember the finale was, like, you didn't know what was going to happen. Like, it looked like Elliot was going to lose his job. Ice-T's get us a bus, right?
Was that before or after Too Fast, Too Furious? Because Ludacris does have some chops.
He's got acting chops.
Act.
He does.
He can act.
He was great in that story arc.
Yeah.
I don't know when that came out in comparison to Too Fast, Too Furious, because that was the first Fast and Furious he was in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a great entry into the Fast and Furious franchise. But,
well, okay, that's blasphemous.
Well, I put it above Tokyo Drift, but it's a solid.
Perfect. We've got another entertainment series lined up. We're doing Fast and Furious rankings.
Oh, okay, I like that. We can do that. But can we agree right now on air that Tokyo Drift is at the bottom?
No,
it's not.
Absolutely not.
It's Too Fast, Too Furious.
Absolutely not.
How did we get here? Ludicrous. Yeah, no, that episode arc was a great one, and there was a few of those where
those will really capture you. There's some of those that is just multi-episode arcs that is just like you have no idea what's going to happen next.
Yeah. And so, I mean, and that's something that's easy to watch. I'm pretty sure it's on Hulu all seasons.
It is.
So if y'all got Hulu, you could jump in season 5. You don't even need to start. I would start at the beginning, obviously, like any other series, but you can jump in anywhere. And
you know what I wish there was? I wish there was, like, we have Shuffle for all of our playlists and stuff, and there's some websites that you can go to that just, like, you can just pick a random movie on Netflix. I wish there was a Shuffle for a specific series. Like, if I want to shuffle Law & Order SVU and it just picks up a random episode for me. Or if I want to shuffle New Girl, or if I want to shuffle The Office, or It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's what somebody needs to create. Give me that. Netflix, get on it.
Well, I mean, like, you could just create it right now.
If you think I'm smart enough to do that.
We have Bacon.
Bacon?
Help.
I'm not a coder.
Learn it.
Computer things. Well, Chris is completely computer illiterate.
Oh, okay.
Do you disagree?
No.
So we've got Bacon here to tell us all about this technology stuff. So she's not a coder. Shit.
Tell Netflix.
I'll write him a letter.
A handwritten letter?
Handwritten letter.
Cool.
All right, what do you got after Law and Order?
Okay, after Law and Order comes another series that... okay, so the stipulation on this one is it's a really good series. It's very good, but it's not finished yet.
Okay.
Okay, so it's still running.
Okay.
And it is none other than... Well, I was kind of doing some research, and I saw that, like...
Dude, you just gave me blue balls so bad. I'm right there.
It was. And then I had to backpedal a little bit.
Damn it.
And hit it with this. Like, when I was thinking about my top 5, I was thinking about all these different series, and I started looking just at some of the best series rated, like IMDb or whatever, just to see what they had on there. And The Simpsons was really high.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot that, like, animated series are TV series. So that's why number 4 comes in hot with Rick and Morty.
Makes sense.
Okay?
Makes
sense. And I would say it's only at number 4 because it's not finished yet.
See, that was a dark horse, just like, it might be there.
Yeah.
It might be there.
It's there, especially because season 4 came out recently, and, like, I wasn't sold, like, as far as series go, especially the animated ones. I don't know. I lose kind of... not interest, but like hope that it's gonna be as good as, because season 3 like came out and it was so good, and then season 4 came out and I was like, are they gonna be able to do it? Like season 2 was great, season 3 was great, season 1 was amazing. Can season 4 be great? And then I watched it and I was like, this is the best season.
When episode got nominated for an Emmy.
An Emmy, yes.
This is like real shit.
Based off pettiness.
Based off so much pettiness.
Well, Rick is the pettiest person in the universe.
Oh my god.
And all the universes, apparently. Because, I mean, even in the Council of Ricks, he's the most petty Rick.
Rick and Morty is just fantastic.
Well, it's so fucking funny. Obviously, it's a comedy. It's a cartoon sketch comedy, but it's so funny. But aside from that, it's so smart. So sophisticated and smart and well written. Like, and the shit they deal with when it comes to, like, fucking portal jumping and the different themes they have with that. They've done their homework.
But also, it's dark.
Yes.
It's like, sometimes you're watching an episode and just like, I need to, like, go lie down. Like, that was heavy.
Well, there was the season 2 finale, I think, where the closing few minutes of the episode was not Johnny Cash's Hurt. It was 9 Inch Nails' Hurt playing.
It was season 3.
It was season 3?
Yes.
No, it was season 2 because he was going to go turn himself into space prison. Because season 3 opens up with him escaping from space prison. And now we sound like nerds.
Are you sure?
Bet your car.
I don't have a car.
Where'd you lose it?
I don't remember.
But you don't have it?
I don't think so.
You don't have it like won someone's car that you can like wager right now?
I have Justin's car. I'm not doing that.
Fine. No, it's definitely the finale of season 2 because they're on like Baby Planet or whatever, Tiny Planet.
But it just ends so dark.
Dark as fuck.
And that song just hits you right in the heart.
It hurts. It hurts. Oh, you're looking at me because I made a pun? You're looking like that? Yep. Okay. Getting the shut up eyes from Bacon over here. I can't. Well, yes, Rick and Morty, obviously. Aside from all that, we just talked about it getting nominated for an Emmy, one of the episodes. The episode in question, I don't want to spoil anything, but it is a masterpiece of writing. Probably why it's getting the Emmy nod.
It's pure gold. It really is. And a lot of people maybe might look down their nose at animated series, but there's a lot of different series. I mean, there's 1,000 different anime series, but there are some different animated series that really just hold their own. They just have a very good story arc, very good character development. And maybe they don't even need to have that. Maybe they can just be funny. And I think that's what my favorite thing about Rick and Morty is it doesn't pretend to be anything other than what it is.
It breaks the fourth wall all the time,
yeah,
dude. I love that.
It doesn't pretend to, like, say that like, oh, this is just I'm the smartest man in the universe, in all the universes, and whatever. It doesn't try to be smart because a lot of the times it's dumb. So it just accepts what it is, which is ridiculous.
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 Now I'm giving you those eyes. So, yeah, and you hit it right in the head, Ed, because people will be like, oh, it's a cartoon, and I'm not going to waste my time. And this can be said for a lot of things, like Clone Wars, Avatar, anime, all those things. People could be like, well, it's animated, it's for kids. Obviously, we know Rick and Morty's not because it's on Adult Swim. But, like, if you ever had it twisted, it is absolutely not for children. Like, I say that about Clone Wars, but it is.
Yeah.
I don't mean that about Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty is for adults.
Yes.
And you gotta, that's why it makes the list, man. It's so good. So I guess we can go ahead and make the transition into number 3.
What do you got for number 3?
Number 2 and 3 weren't hard to discern. Putting what's at number 3 right now was kind of hard to put into the top 5 at all because of the way it ended.
I know where this is going.
You think you know where it's going because there's a couple of shows that were really good and had terrible endings that could make this list. This number 3 is none other than your favorite serial killer, Dexter. Oh, so you did know?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, excuse me. Ed knows me so well. I guess that's why we started a podcast. Now, Dexter, I think, in my opinion, is one of the greatest first seasons of television that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it just really makes you root for this guy. Not even root for him, but you just connect with this sociopath.
Yep.
Who's killing people, and you're like, kill
people,
kill him. Yeah, these guys suck. Whatever, kill him. And you're just like, I'm into it. This is really cool.
Yeah. I saw trailers for it as it was being produced and get ready to come out, and I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the first season as it premiered. My buddy Taylor had been like, "You need to watch Dexter," and I was like, "Okay." Like, you know how I am with recommendations.
As you do. Yeah. Spoiler alert: if you recommend any good show to Chris, he'll watch it in about 4 years.
That's happened one time. What, Bacon?
Game of Thrones. Took you like a year. And someone else to recommend it to you.
Oh my God, that's right.
So it lowers with the amount of people that recommend it? Is that what you're saying?
Because you're petty, yes. Yes. If multiple people tell you something is good, you're like, yeah, I mean, like, probably. But I'll figure it out for myself. In 4 years.
Anyways, Taylor was like, watch Dexter. And I didn't wait 4 years to watch it, okay? I watched it, when season 2 premiered, I watched season 1. I remember watching season 1 and just being like, could not stop. Like, this is before binging was popular.
Yeah.
And I absolutely binged season 1. Just so enthralled with the characters. The characters were so riveting. Especially Dexter, obviously the main character. But like Deborah, Dokes. Dokes is...
Angel.
And so in that first season, when it's revealed that his brother is the ice truck killer and their whole history from when they were both subjected to their mother's murder and this is how they turned out was just such a revelation that blew my mind at the time. Looking back on it now, it's like, well, yeah, of course that happened. But when it was happening in real time, it was just so wild.
Everything was turned on its head. And It was like, oh my God, it's like a weird like duality, like a weird mirror.
It really was.
Like, okay, Dexter is killing people, I guess, quote unquote, for good. And then his brother is just...
a fucking killer.
Is just a killer with also, quote unquote, no conscience, but Dexter doesn't really have a conscience.
He only does because of Harry, right?
His dark past.
That's my favorite part. And one of my favorite aspects of the series is that like Harry is always with him. Like,
throughout.
In the first season, it's just flashbacks. But then after that, he's just part of his subconscious.
Yeah.
And I fucking love that he's always just there. Especially like when he's talking shit to Dexter, he's like, just talking shit.
Do you think that's a good idea, Dexter?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, where's the body, Dexter? Like, he loses a body, he's like, where is he? And he's just like talking shit. I love it.
Dexter's just talking to himself. I don't know!
Like, I know, Harry. I was busy having kids and carrying on a relationship.
Yeah, I think the best part of Dexter is the villains, the antagonists throughout the seasons. Up to season, I would say even 6. I like all the antagonists up to season 6. And then it kind of does its own thing, but each core antagonist is just so different.
Well, who's your favorite core antagonist?
Oh, boy. Honestly, I love Doomsday. I really do love the Doomsday
He's my
Killer.
least favorite.
Love the Doomsday Killer.
Well, he's not my least. I guess my second least. The last season's killer fucking sucked.
Yeah.
The brain surgeon.
Yeah.
But keep going about Doomsday.
But it really just threw. I mean, most of them throw Dexter through loop, but this guy's convictions just really had Dexter like, what is happening?
Yeah, he had no idea how to deal with that because he truly believed, in the higher power that was.
Yeah.
That was wild. I guess I can see where you're coming from. For me.
Well, especially the twist at the end.
Oh, that Geller was actually dead?
Yeah.
It's one guy, not two.
Yeah, not Doomsday Killers, it's just Doomsday Killer. Mine isn't even a villain at all. If it was going to be a villain, it'd be Trinity. But mine is I guess it's Dokes. That whole season 2 arc where he's fighting Dokes. He's trying to stay ahead of Lundy. He's got this crazy bitch Lila, and he's balancing Rita and the kids. And staying ahead of the investigation.
There's so much to it. And I mean, Dokes spawns one of the greatest memes of all time.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Surprise, motherfucker! Just a classic.
Oh, yeah.
Complete classic.
Well, I feel like, I know his character had to go, but God bless it, was he one of the best characters on the show? It was just a waste that he had to die. Because I love that back and forth. Season 1, Dexter and Dokes is prime. And then season 2 is when you start to learn that like Dokes is really figuring out that Dexter's literally a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Freaking freak job.
Freak job.
And so season 2, like I said, season 1 is, like I said, probably one of the best first seasons of a TV series in my opinion. But season 2 is my favorite of the entire series. It's because what fucking special agent fucking asshole.
Yeah, but how can you like season 2 when fucking Lila is in there?
I forget. I like to do this thing in my head where I compartmentalize that and pretend that she doesn't exist.
Dude, Lila is an actual nightmare.
She fucking sucks. Yeah, no, Bacon hates Lila as well. Like
Dude,
every time
I despise her so much. Every time she comes on screen, I just like roll my eyes and I want to scream at her like, go away.
she like walks out of the room.
Dude, she'll fuck my life up. My dream girl. just ruin me. Just completely ruin me.
Her accent fucking sucks too. I mean, I like British accents, but hers is just because of who she is. Maybe I just hate it. But I mean, before we leave Dexter, I want to talk about the reason why it's down as far as number 3 because it had potential to be in the top 2, but the ending was just botched so badly.
It was. And I don't understand the pressure to complete a series, make sure all loose ends are tied up, make sure it's satisfying. It doesn't need to be happy or sad. It just needs to be satisfying. There needs to be weight felt by the audience, by the characters, by everybody. And so that's a hard thing to coordinate over an 8-season span of a show.
Yeah.
And that is hard.
Oh, we're going to learn that later on.
That is hard to coordinate, but it has to be better than that.
No, 100%.
It has to be better than that.
I mean, so you invest so much time into it, and then, I mean, if you don't know this, the series was based off the source material. It was a book, and essentially, the first season is about the first book this guy wrote, and it deviates, like, so much from that book, and essentially when they kept going with season 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, and 7, and 8, they weren't even following that source material anymore, which is fine. You can make up your own stuff, which means you can make a better ending than they did. They didn't have to follow a structure.
Yeah.
Like something else we're going to get into a little bit later. But they didn't have to. They had freedom to make it what they wanted. And like you said, it didn't need to be happy. It could have been dark. What we got was just bleh.
Yeah. What we got was just unsatisfying goop.
Yeah, and like things that were happening in that 8th season were so far away from the motivations of the characters we had grown to know throughout all of those seasons. Like doing things they never would have done, like out of character. So it's just like, okay, like I don't see how this could be aside from the fact that this is bad. Why are these characters doing these things when we know they would never do that?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why it's down that far. It almost didn't even make it because of the ending, but that takes us right into number 2 because also a terrible ending. But I mean, I don't even have to say Bacon can name what number 2 is. What do you? Well, actually, Ed, what do you think?
We're talking about endings?
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones! Yeah. Hey!
Yeah.
Also based on books that aren't even fucking out yet. Is this dude going to finish these books, Ed, or what?
Well, the short answer is no, and the long answer is also no. Because he's going to have his heir finish his work. But guess what? He doesn't have an heir.
He doesn't have a Christopher Tolkien?
Exactly. He doesn't have a Christopher Tolkien. He's built a world that is honestly comparable to Tolkien's world. This history spans back thousands of years. That's one of my favorite things about A Song of Ice and Fire, is that this history is built. It is very established with its own languages set up just like Lord of the Rings. And it's just expansive. I love the entire universe, the entire planet. But he started it in 1995. That's when A Game of Thrones came out. It's been 25 years, and we only have 5 books. So you would think that's, like, maybe average, you know, right? Like, he's coming out with a book every 5 years, something like that. That's a lie, because he came out with his last 2 books. They were released almost concurrently in 2010 and 2012. We haven't seen a book for 8 years.
And he's still got, what, 2 more, right?
He still has
Winds of Winter,
at least 2 more.
Winds of Winter and A Dream of Spring, I think you said they were going to be called.
Tentative titles,
right.
Yes. So Winds of Winter, it should go down. But yeah, so like you said, the story's not finished. Story's not finished from the book perspective. And yeah, you're allowed to take your own material and make it work.
They didn't make it work.
They didn't make it work, which is unfortunate because they are good writers.
Oh, D&D?
Yes.
Well, that's evidenced of seasons 1 through 4, 5 and a half.
They are good writers. Some of the best material is Arya talking to Tywin.
Oh my goodness.
Some of those scenes are... That never happens in the book.
Or Varys talking to Littlefinger.
Yeah, that never happens in the book. So they did, at that point, care. They cared about the series. They cared about where the story was going. And then they got the bid for Star Wars and was like, I'm done. I don't care.
HBO had given them like 10 seasons. Like
they gave them a deal like, hey, do you want to do 10 seasons of this? And they should have taken it. But they got bored with it.
I want to say I can understand that, but also I don't fucking like that. Finish what you started. Follow through. Because look how great those first few seasons were. And that's why this show makes that list at number 2, very high. Okay? Because of the dialogue, the shock factor of like losing characters that you have fallen in love with. The direction. In the
first season, even.
Yeah. Exactly, Bacon. Like, you lose a character like Ned Stark so early on when you're like behind this guy and rooting for him. Now, I know book readers were sitting there like, oh shit, I was waiting for Ned Stark to get his head cut off. But us people that are not, scholars, were like, what the fuck? Sean Bean is dead? I mean, I guess he's Sean Bean. He's Boromir.
Well, the first episode that I ever watched was that episode. Ned Stark getting his head cut off. My friend Matt was just like, hey, Ed, you should watch this show. Like, I was having dinner at his house. Family was all over there, and they watch it every Sunday. So they're like, yeah, come watch this show. It's like really good. It'd be right up your alley. I was like, oh yeah, for sure. Sounds good. So I'm watching it, and then Ned Stark gets his head cut off. So I was like, oh, he wasn't important. Right? And so everybody else is freaking out, just like awestruck, just like, did this actually just happen? And that's episode 9 of 10 in the first season. So I go back, and I didn't even know what episode it was. So I go back and I start to watch the first season. I'm watching episode 1 and 2 and 3. I'm going through all of this knowing that he was going to die. and it really sucked. Because honestly, that hurt more than just starting from episode 1 and going.
Because you knew like how great of a character he was, and that you couldn't invest in him.
I built, like, watching it, I was building up so much into it, and then just taking it away because, like, no, I can't care. I can't care.
That's why it's hard to rewatch the series.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Even after you've seen it, it's gonna fucking hurt. And then, you have more deaths like that with, like, the Red Wedding, and then Jon Snow kind of. Remember when Jon Snow died? I'll never forget that night. The season ended with Jon Snow dying.
I remember we watched it together, and at that point, after the first season aired, I went back and read all the books.
The books that are out.
The books that were out. Because I finished the last book when I was about a year after it came out.
Right.
Which is so this might have been maybe season 3-ish. So I knew that's how the last book ends.
Right.
That's where we're at.
That's when book readers got to stop being snobs.
So he died, but I was also so I wasn't surprised that he was dead, because I remember everybody else in the room was just like freaking out, and I was like, yeah, understandably. But I thought that he was going to come back. Yeah. I was like, there's no way, you leave a cliffhanger like that, a main character dying, they're going to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, but it is George R.R. Martin, so maybe.
Maybe not. I had to get ready for work immediately after that. I had to leave Bacon on the couch by herself to wallow in her misery. It was really sad.
Yeah, I was crying, and then you're like, okay, bye, I gotta go to work, and left.
I dipped out so fast. I was like, if I work, I won't think about... I remember I started working out after that, and I was like, reps for Jon Snow. I was like in the gym, reps for Jon Snow. But it's just such a shame thinking about that final season. That final 2 seasons, really. Season 6 had its highlights with the Battle of the Bastards and the Dance of Dragons in Marine. Season 6 had good stories.
I think it, honestly, just... we fool ourselves into thinking that 6 was good because of Battle of the Bastards.
No, because you also had, Cersei blows up the Sept of Baelor.
But it changes from the kind of dialogue into this kind of action-y sequence, wowing you with all of these...
spectacles.
Yes, it changes.
Because Dany she burns down the fucking... where all the cows are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it changes, and looking back on it, that's what I see, is that it fooled us with these explosions and all of these pieces.
So you think season 6 is going to start going downhill?
I think season 6 is when it started going downhill, and just...
I guess the saddest part to me is that people that have never watched the show obviously have seen the uproar from fans that talked about how terrible the ending was. The shame in that, to me, is that they won't watch it because they know it ends badly, but they don't know how amazing, and I say that word amazing, the first few seasons were. Honestly, truthfully.
It's hard to get over it. I mean, we've been quarantined for months now. Have you watched a Game of Thrones episode, even one?
No.
Not a single one.
Well, I just said that's because it's hard to watch my favorite characters get murked again.
Leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
I could literally watch 1 through 4 anytime, probably. Seasons 1 through 4. Once we start getting into the later seasons, then it's I'll watch The Long Night, but out of context I'll watch it. That I don't know what's going to happen after it. I don't know the season was terrible. I'll watch Battle of the Bastards, like you said, because it's probably one of the best battle scenes ever filmed, along with the likes of Helm's Deep. And
it's in that category.
Pelennor Fields and stuff like that. And then, those kind of things. But yeah, it makes the list at number 2 because of how great the writing was in the beginning. And that, even if you just took just those first 5 seasons, if you just took those, still makes the list.
And I feel like it revived HBO.
Yeah, because after The Sopranos, they didn't have a whole lot.
Yeah, I feel like it really, they had The Sopranos, they had The Wire, but I feel like it really revived HBO. And then we got Chernobyl, and then they're getting all these
we got Watchmen.
Yeah, we're getting all these different things after Game of Thrones that were already contracted out before season 8. So it's
you have Westworld.
Yeah, it really brought it up a lot.
Yep. Okay. No, what it did for TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that leads us right into I guess this whole time we've been talking, Law and Order. Just a regular sitcom, not a sitcom, but a series. Rick and Morty's not finished. Dexter bad ending. Game of Thrones bad ending. Which leaves, what do you got?
You want to do your honorary before you read?
Oh, I guess you do honorable mentions. Very good.
Let's hit the honorable mention.
Thank you, Bacon. Honorable mentions goes out to Hell on Wheels, a show on AMC about the building of the Transcontinental Railroad. Very good show. About 4 seasons long. Don't worry, I have multiple honorable mentions. Can you relax over there, please?
No, all I'm thinking of is you talk like a cowboy every time you watch it.
God damn it.
That was the eye roll.
That's a fucking lie. I don't do that.
That's a lie.
What does he say?
Everything is just all in a cowboy.
I essentially start talking like Arthur Morgan every time I watch Hell on Wheels, okay?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, no.
It's a good show. I guess it's a Western setting, obviously. It takes place after the Civil War, right?
Well, Chris is a huge history buff.
I really am.
Big time. Big history buff. So this is unsurprising.
Okay, yeah. So honorable mention, one of them, Hell on Wheels. Something that has not aged well, but is still one of my favorite shows that I can put on at any time is Entourage. I love Entourage, and Jeremy Piven's Ari Gold is one of my favorite characters of all time. So there's that, and then I had another one, Mindhunter.
Ooh. Mindhunter is very good.
Yeah, and is still going for a history buff side of things.
Speaking of Jeremy Piven as a character, Ed Kemper, the portrayal of Ed Kemper in that first season of Mindhunter is chilling.
Oh my god! Like if you ever watched real interviews with Ed Kemper or heard his voice or the way he talks, that dude fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
Is that the bigger guy?
Yeah, the bigger guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on Umbrella Academy, which is a great show. You probably won't watch it, but
I have heard really good things about that, actually.
Season 2 just came out.
Yeah.
And so I'm finishing my current show, and I'm going to watch season 2.
What's your current show?
Riverdale.
I knew the answer to that. I just wanted to say it out loud.
Uh-huh.
But the Umbrella Academy has Juno.
Well, yeah,
Ellen Page.
When it
It's
first came
so
out,
good.
I heard such good things about it when it first came out, and I don't know why I never got into it. Now season 2 is coming out, and I'm hearing the same kind of hype. So that might be something, or not might be, that's gonna be something that I need to hop into.
I would absolutely recommend it. It's really good and really well writing, and just the plot. You don't know what's going on in the first couple episodes. You're like, what is happening?
My
but
favorite.
It sucks you in for sure.
Yes.
Oh, probably something to scope. I know people listening probably have already seen that, want to scope it. But now we have to get to the number 1. Okay, number 1 is very easy. I'll let you guys. You, Bacon, already know. I think you already know too.
It's Breaking Bad.
It's Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. If you didn't know that was coming, you were either thinking this guy's an idiot for not having it in his top 5, or
you've never seen it.
Or you've never seen it, which is a problem. But here's the thing about it: is that it's so good and so dark that it's hard to rewatch.
It is. It's honestly, I haven't. It's not a yearly rewatch.
No.
That I would go and do.
No, because the descent from Walter White into middle-mannered school teacher into murdering drug lord and to make it so it's so believable, and you travel this journey with him to the point where in the beginning you're like, that's my guy, we're rooting for him, to the end where you're like, I wish this motherfucker was dead. This dude fucking sucks. Like, it is so well written, and it's only done in 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Look what they do in 5 seasons. Look what Dexter and fucking Game of Thrones couldn't do in 8. This is why it tops the list, because it was an amazing ending, amazing story arcs for every main character that was involved throughout the 5 seasons.
It tied up everything with a
Pretty little bow.
I guess it was pretty.
I guess it was a bow.
It was a bow.
A bloody bow.
It goes back. It was satisfying.
It was satisfying. Yes.
I don't think anyone walked away from Breaking Bad disappointed.
Yeah, not at all. It really did bring everything together and gave you a sense of completion. Like, this is the story.
Closure.
Exactly.
It was closure, not oh, what about this? What about this?
Yes.
You built this up so much, and now it's gone.
And even without, because they came out with Camino, which is about Jesse after that, even without that, because I watched that was good. That was still good. But even without that, you still have resolution for Jesse.
Yeah.
You know, Walt came freedom.
He's out.
Out.
He's out.
Who, and we'll start with Bacon on this one. Who's your favorite character in the series?
There is one answer to this.
My favorite character?
Yeah, and then, okay, I think I know where you're going, but we'll wait for Bacon because I like putting her on the spot.
Perfect.
I don't know, I always like Jesse, honestly.
Yeah, bitch!
That's not the one answer.
I know it's not the one answer.
What's the one answer?
It's Gus Fring.
No, it's not.
It's not Gus Fring?
It's Mike.
Oh my god, you're right, it is Mike.
It's been a while.
It's Mike.
Of course it's Mike.
God damn it.
It's Mike.
Now I feel like an asshole. It definitely is Mike. And so many good characters. That's what I mean. We just named like 5 characters, all great.
They're all great.
And
That's the biggest part of Breaking Bad. You have these intriguing, pivotal characters who are just weaving in and out of each other's lives. Like Saul. That's another one.
Oh my god, Saul, dude. Who has his own spin-off series.
Exactly, and that is a wildly successful series as well.
It is.
So we just named 5 characters just like that.
All great. All well written.
Fantastic.
And then we didn't even talk about, because you hate Walt so much at the end, but you can't forget how great of a character that is because of the transition of how we feel about him and how well Bryan Cranston played him. I mean, a lot of people, when he got that role, were like, this dude from Malcolm in the Middle is going to play this guy?
How?
What the fuck? And then he is Walter White.
We didn't even list off Walter White because it's a given.
Yes, that's why I said. I think I said outside. I didn't have to say outside of Walter White because I knew you guys already knew he was already number 1.
But it's a given that he really embraced that role.
And just killed it.
Yeah.
Amazing performance by Bryan Cranston. And then Jesse also. You know, they were going to write him off in the first season, but their chemistry was so good that they were like, okay, we got to keep this motherfucker around. And they did. And
To the end.
Till the end.
To the end.
Yep.
Till the very end.
He was supposed to die like a drug deal gone bad in season 1. Just so many great characters. I guess besides the storyline itself, the characters in that really just drive it. Like just evidence of us talking about that right now. The characters are so well written, and you can get behind any character. Like even Skylar, who was very maligned, because you were Team Walt for a while. If you didn't come around for Team Skylar towards the end, that you're just a piece of shit. Because as naggy as she was and whatnot, like she was right.
Watching the series first time through, I was just like, dude, Skylar, get out of his shit. Like, chill, and let your boy slang that shit. And then going back and watching it, I was like, yo, Walt kind of sucks.
Walt's the dick here.
Walt kind of sucks. Skylar, I wasn't rooting for her, but I was just like, I feel sorry for her.
I apologized to Skylar in my head. I was like, Skylar, for the first time I watched through, I apologize for feeling the way I felt.
That's absolutely what I did. Like, I watched the first 4.5, seasons, and then I had broken up with an ex at the time, and so I never watched the finale.
Oh, no.
5 years later,
oh, no.
Christopher and I watch it from the beginning all the way through so I can finally see the ending, which was never spoiled for me.
That's impressive.
So I actually never knew the ending until I actually watched it, which I lucked out.
Wow.
And so I rewatched it and I'm like, you know what? Skylar's actually right. And I feel horrible for her. The first time around I remember, I'm like, she sucks.
Yeah.
I hate her. But second I'm like, she's got a point.
It kind of culminates into like, oh my god, like she's a person too.
We haven't even talked about Hank.
Oh yeah.
That's because Hank is just great.
Hank is great.
They're minerals.
God
damn it, Marie, they're minerals.
Oh, I hate to wrap this up. I could go on with Breaking Bad forever, but we unfortunately, well, I guess not unfortunately, we have to go to hot route here real soon. But let's just real quick. I'm gonna name it right. It was Law and Order, Rick and Morty, Dexter, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad. If you have any qualms with that, let me know.
Qualms. I have a qualm.
Okay, there's no Luther. I get it.
There's just one qualm. No Luther.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
I saw that coming.
Luther. That is my all-time favorite show. That would be my number 1 favorite show. Luther. It's a British show. Has Idris Elba. So if you like handsome men, Watch it. He's a detective in London, and he's fantastic.
Listen.
That's it.
Listen, you know I love Luther too. And what I did today was leave it off all of my lists to antagonize you.
This is spiteful.
Yeah.
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 Ouch.
Welcome to Petty Town.
Number 1, ow.
You didn't have Marvel in your top 5 movie series.
Okay, and number 2, ow.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
Okay, Hot Route.
All right, what do you got? Hit me with it.
Hot Route. If you had to pick one character in Game of Thrones that didn't have to die, who would it be?
Okay, there's a very easy answer here, Ned Stark. But is it the right answer?
That's what I'm saying. I want you to think about it, like in terms of the story progression.
Exactly. So like, there's a very easy, just like, okay, well, what if Ned Stark never died? But then you could just roll that away and you'd be like, okay, well, what if he did die and then Robb never died? And then you could keep going down that line. You like, it would change the dynamic if Jon Snow never died, because then he wouldn't become this prolific leader.
Right. Wouldn't get to lead the Night's Watch.
Exactly. So you have multiple deaths that you're just like, oh, I don't know. And if Tyrion never killed Tywin,
and this
he
is
would
the
still...
that's the question I'm asking, because the fan favorite, obviously, like you're right, is Ned Stark. But also, like, think about it in terms of the show.
He would, if Tyrion never killed Tywin, he would have had a handle on some of the things that went awry after Joffrey died.
Right. Like the Faith Militant.
Yeah. He would have been able to squash some stuff that Cersei was just getting into, that she was just going crazy. Tywin always really controlled her.
So you're saying it would be Tywin?
She always wanted to please him. So yes, it would be Tywin. It would be Tywin because a lot of the crazy stuff that happened, that Cersei was just unleashed once her dad died.
Yep.
And Jaime left. She was unleashed. So Tywin losing his handle on his family because he was dead completely changed the entire scope of Westeros and Essos.
Okay. Sleeper answer is Robert Baratheon.
I mean, if we didn't have Robert Baratheon die, we don't have a show.
Exactly. It's like written by D&D. That's it. The end.
That's like, yeah, it's like, what if the One Ring didn't exist?
Exactly. What if Isildur threw it in, or Elrond threw Isildur in?
Yes.
You want to throw in an answer? You're going to say Rob Bacon.
Well, I'd just go with Ned. Just so John gets an answer a lot sooner.
Oh my god. A lot sooner. Like, Ned Stark holds on to this secret for like 20 years. And then Sansa hears it immediately and is like, yo.
Tells everybody.
Guess who the fuck Jon is?
Okay. So Tywin. The second hot route. Would you rather be detective partner with Stabler, a meth cook with Walter White, or an accomplice to Dexter Morgan?
Ooh. I'm pretty low-key, so I feel like I could really work with Stabler. I could definitely
I didn't see that coming.
I could definitely work with Stabler really well, because this dude's like, he's all fire. And I'm not ice, but I'm just chill. So I could just watch this guy and be like, yo, Elliot, you gotta chill. I call him Ellie.
Ellie.
Just piss him off. But you gotta chill, dude. That would, oh man, that's a dream right there.
Being partners with Elliot.
That's a dream right there.
What do you got, Bacon?
I would say that, but at the same time, Walter White's cash money.
Yo,
Lindsay wants to make meth!
That cash flow,
I'm not
dude.
gonna do it, but that cash, though, he has to hide in his garage behind the, like, paneling as insulation, like...
Unmatched cash flow, dude.
Okay.
I didn't even think about cash. Look at my dumbass, like...
Yeah.
Money, though.
So y'all don't want to kill people that kill people, I guess? No one cares about that?
I don't have, like, the best conscience, but also I don't want to be, like...
A murderer?
I would probably find a reason to be like, I mean, maybe they're not all bad, Dex. Like, yes, they are.
They'll kill you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know my secret. Bye.
Yeah. So that would be a dangerous...
Okay.
Morally, I'd probably just throw up.
Yeah.
I can't handle this.
Like Harry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, last hot route. What show's legacy suffered more? Well, I guess not legacy. Which show suffered more based on the storytelling? I guess this isn't. What show suffered more from the bad ending? Dexter or Game of Thrones? Now, take into consideration that Game of Thrones' story hasn't been told yet on its source material.
Mm-hmm. It is Game of Thrones. Because it built up a following that just dwarfed Dexter's following. Dexter is an amazing show, but it didn't have, like, the same kind of... Oh, what is that word I'm looking for? It didn't have the same fanfare around it. It wasn't blown up as much as Game of Thrones was put out in the media and really...
It's a whole culture, really.
Part of it just became culture. It became, oh, I am siding with this person, I'm siding with this person, or it gave you a lot of characters, and so did Dexter. It gave you very likable and very unlikable characters. But Game of Thrones was different because it really immersed you into this fantasy world where it's not like, oh, I feel like I could belong, but it took you somewhere else. And that is different than, say, Dexter or Law & Order or something based in reality. So it had a much more devout following, I would say. So when people loved it, they loved it. They screamed to the heavens. But when they didn't... Rewrite it. Yeah, petition to rewrite it. So, and of course there's give and take with that. There's some fans who are just completely ridiculous, but I wouldn't say that saying the ending sucked is ridiculous.
Okay. All right. Well, hot route. That concludes hot route, I guess.
I didn't like those hot routes. I just didn't like them. They hurt.
They're meant to hurt. This is obviously I guess I'm trying to hurt Ed today. I didn't pick Luther. I heard him on the hot routes. I guess I have something coming to me in the future. Although anytime we talk about sports, I get hurt because of the Raiders. But anyways, I think we probably have to call it now. We've probably gone over our time that we usually do.
Definitely. It's a hot one.
Well, sometimes we just go off on these tangents, which I enjoy thoroughly. Yeah. I really want to say thank you to our special guest, Bacon, who took a step out from behind the scenes to join us as our first guest star. We hope to do more, have some guest people on here. And Bacon, I'm glad you were a part of this show today.
I'm a part of every episode.
Oh, Jesus.
How dare you.
God bless America.
But yes, absolutely, Bacon. Thanks for being on. Love the input. It's been fantastic.
Thanks.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm Chris Nelson.
Ed Harris.
And thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to another episode of Almost Agreeable. You can catch all new episodes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Almost Agreeable.